Have we received a message from an extraterrestrial civilization? There is spectacular news about the famous WOW signal. Scientists have discovered that we have completely underestimated its true strength. What this revolutionary reassessment means for the search for extraterrestrial life and where this mysterious signal actually came from, you'll find out in this video. So make sure to watch until the end. A warm welcome, everyone.
The year 1977 was a very special year for space exploration. The Voyager probes began their historic journey to the outer planets, Star Wars conquered the cinema screens, and Close Encounters of the Third Kind made us dream of contact with extraterrestrials. And on August 15, 1977, something happened that still excites the SETI community today. The famous WOW signal was received. If any of you were around in 1977 and may even actively remember all these events, feel free to write me in the comments when you were born.
I'm curious to see what the average age is here. If you're as fascinated by these kinds of scientific breakthroughs as I am, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now. Subscribing doesn't cost anything. You'll never miss another scientific discovery, and you'll really help me reach my big goal of 400,000 subscribers. By doing so, you're also acknowledging that I'm producing this video here while on vacation in Holland, but I really didn't want to keep this news from you. If you've already subscribed, feel free to support the video with a thumbs up. Maybe we can hit 5,000 likes to give the YouTube algorithm a boost. And now, on to our mysterious signal.
Almost 50 years after its discovery, researchers have now conducted a comprehensive reanalysis of the original data for the first time, and the results are truly astonishing. Not only was the WOW signal stronger than expected, it may even have been observed by other observatories around the world. But first things first. Ohio State University's Big Ear radio telescope was a marvel of technology in the 1970s. With its distinctive design consisting of two large parabolic mirrors, it systematically scanned the sky for unusual radio signals. One day, as astronomer Jerry Eman was going through the computer printouts, he could hardly believe his eyes. There was a signal that was about 30 times stronger than the background noise. It was an exceptionally clear spike that could hardly be explained by chance. Eman was so excited that he wrote WOW on the printout of the signal.
That's how the signal got its legendary name. Good thing this didn't happen in 2025. Otherwise, he probably would have written something like LOL, that's insane bro, next to it. But here's where it gets interesting. For decades, we thought we knew all the important data about the WOW signal. Most scientists assumed that many of the Big Ear telescope's records had long been lost when the observatory was closed in 1998 and the site was turned into a golf course. What a scientific tragedy that would have been. But fortunately, the Big Ear Observatory volunteers had other plans.
Mark Abel of Wright State University and other volunteers rescued over 75,000 pages of original recordings and carefully preserved them. In 2006 and 2017, Abel painstakingly photographed and digitized every single page, creating a digital archive of inestimable value. And now comes the revolutionary part. An international team of researchers led by Abel Mendez of the University of Puerto Rico has reanalyzed this historical data using state-of-the-art computer technology. They used optical character recognition and machine learning to calibrate the old printouts to today's astronomical standards, and the results are remarkable.
The researchers were able to clearly identify the originator of the signal and even visualize it. Here it is.
Hey, Willie! Alf! Willie! Willie!
This revision is not just a minor correction. It changes our entire understanding of the event. A signal with over 250 Jansky is so strong that in theory, it could have been observed by other radio telescopes in the Western Hemisphere if they had been looking in the same direction at the same time. And that opens up completely new possibilities for research. The researchers have also refined the frequency of the signal. Instead of the previous 1420.456 MHz, it is now 1420.726 MHz. This may sound like a tiny change, but it has a major impact, because this frequency shift indicates a radial velocity of -84 kilometers per second.
This means that the source is moving toward us at tremendous speed. Additionally, the scientists were able to significantly narrow down the possible position of the signal in the sky.
The new location is 3 times more precise than previous estimates and is about 7.25 arc-minutes away from the previous coordinates. The team writes, this adjustment could improve the likelihood of future efforts to identify the source.
But what could have caused the wow signal? What could have triggered the signal? The researchers systematically checked and ruled out all terrestrial explanations. There were no TV stations broadcasting on the relevant frequencies, no satellites over Ohio, and the moon was on the other side of the Earth. Solar activity was also ruled out. In 1977, the sun was relatively quiet. So could it have been aliens after all?
The most likely explanation remains astrophysical. Of particular interest are cold hydrogen clouds in interstellar space known as HI clouds. Under certain circumstances, these can emit narrowband signals that are very similar to the WOW signal. The researchers even discovered two additional weaker signals in the historical data called WOW2 and WOW3, which clearly originate from such gas clouds.
But a particularly fascinating aspect is the speed of the suspected source. Do cosmic gas clouds or their signals move that fast? Answer: yes. At -84 kilometers per second in the local rest frame of the galaxy, it matches what is known as an intermediate velocity cloud.
Gas clouds that move between normal galactic rotation and extreme high-speed clouds. But why would such gas clouds suddenly start emitting beams? The trigger could have been a so-called MESA. Mesas are microwave relatives of lasers and occur naturally, so unfortunately no alien mothership firing a giant microwave gun at interstellar gas clouds here either.
A more likely explanation is a natural cause, such as a magnetar outburst. What does all this mean for the search for extraterrestrial intelligence? On the one hand, the astrophysical explanation makes the signal less exciting for SETI fans.
Aliens as the source are becoming increasingly unlikely. On the other hand, the study shows how important it is to reanalyze historical data using state-of-the-art methods. Who knows what secrets still lie dormant in old archives? And the work of Mendes's team is also remarkable because, in my opinion, it shows how citizen science works. Without the dedication of the volunteers at the Big Ear Observatory, this valuable data would have been lost forever. Their decades of preservation now make it possible to look at one of astronomy's most fascinating mysteries with new eyes.
So guys, if your wife asks you to clean out the attic, just tell her that's unfortunately not possible because there could still be invaluable things up there for science. The researchers are already planning further analyses of the extensive Ohio SETI data. There are still years and years of observations slumbering in the archives that can be systematically combed through. Who knows, maybe they'll find more wow signals or finally be able to decipher the true nature of the original signal. I'll definitely keep you updated. So make sure to subscribe to the channel now and don't forget to give a thumbs up so we can hit 5,000 likes. And speaking of fascinating discoveries,
did you know that NASA recently opened moon samples for the first time in 53 years? The samples are from the Apollo 17 mission in 1972, and what the researchers found in them is absolutely incredible. All the details about this sensational discovery and the original images of the samples can be found in the video shown above on the right. Be sure to check it out, it's super exciting. Below on the right is another video for all those who can't get enough of space and science. Otherwise, I'd say see you in the next video. Take care, everyone!